Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday. If you are just tuning in, welcome, welcome. You are now tuned into the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. And on our channel, we discuss all things love, life, relationships, and pop culture from both the Millennial perspective, myself, Sammie Nicole, and the Gen X perspective, my oh so beautiful mother. We are the only dynamic mother daughter duo here on YouTube, and we are coming to you guys live in direct today. Well, on tonight, I should say. Hope everybody is doing well this Saturday night. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And we are back to get it started. We got a lot to catch up on. So please come in the room, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's going to be watching the replay. First things first, everything we're going to be saying tonight is allegedly. Let me get straight out to the disclaimers. Everything we're gonna be saying tonight is allegedly. Even our names are allegedly, because why? We don't know these people. Second, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Okay, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And again, everything we're saying tonight is allegedly, because we don't know these people. Okay, we just catching up. All right. Now, if you like our channel, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, tell a friend to tell a friend about our channel. Like I said, we discuss all things love, life, relationships, pop culture, all that good stuff from both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammie Nicole, and the Gen X perspective, my so beautiful mother, FeeFee. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. Also, please be sure to like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all social media platforms. So please make sure you follow us. We will be sure to give you a follow back. Okay, boom. I think we covered everything. We got all that out the way. So let's get into it. What you want to start off with first?
Oh, you want to talk about the case here in Atlanta? Oh, the case here in Atlanta with Cecil McCurry and Tangi.
Yeah, it's a lot of cases going on that I want to talk about tonight.
Okay, so
Hey, everybody.
let's talk about let's talk about that case first here in Atlanta. For you all who don't know, I'll give you a backstory of the case. It's Cecil McCurry and Tangi Hutton Davis. Cecil is a 57-year-old male, and Angie is 46. She was a nurse practitioner here, and they were dating, and they have been dating for like 3 years. And the first case he got against him was kidnapping her back in October 2024. And um, he went to he went to jail for kidnapping her, and they were supposed to not have no contact. Calls have came out that they actually had contact with each other, but they had had a history of domestic violence where they were living together and the police was always called. But anyway, he ended up kidnapping her. He got out on that case. And then he got out December 2024. And for some reason, September of 2025, she went to go live with him again, allegedly. And well, I guess it's not allegedly. Well, he ended up unaliving her. He admitted to unaliving her October of 2025. So now he is in the Cobb County Detention Center waiting to be indicted. He has not been indicted, but he admitted to strangling her and wrapping her body in plastic and burying her body allegedly off of Boulder Crest, somewhere off of Boulder Crest in Atlanta. It's just a sad case because the man is clearly not mentally stable. He's a narcissist. He's problematic. He's schizophrenic. He bipolar. He suffers from anxiety. And you can tell all of this just by listening to the calls, the jail calls when she went to go visit him. She was a nurse practitioner. I don't know why this lady didn't stay away from this man because all the signs were there. Well, anyway, she ended up going back to stay with him, and that's not a reason for her to be unalive, whatever decision she made to go back to stay with him. But he ended up unaliving her. And then the crazy part about it is when her son reported her missing after tracking her vehicle with OnStar, how about Cecil McCurry allegedly was helping the police look for her? Like, I haven't seen her. Here, she's showing up on my ring camera. She left this such and such a time. Well, they say, well, police said, well, her vehicle is up here, at the Littles in Mableton. They said he came up to the Littles like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, this is her car. I haven't seen her all the time. He had unalived a lady. He was helping the police and her son look for her. Well, with technology and innovation, the police kind of gathered that, he may have something to do with it. And also her son and her sister. She just had a community. She was from St. Louis, Missouri. Her community was in St. Louis, Missouri because she had like 10 or 12 people come here to help look for her. And so everybody was looking for her. But I guess once they started to question Cecil, he eventually admitted to unaliving this lady. Y'all, he said the reason why he unalived her was self-defense.
Which I don't believe.
He said it was self-defense. And let's go back to on the calls, the jail call visits. When she would go see him, he would just be all over the place. She would kind of have to lead his thoughts and real sporadic. You do this for me. You go here. Go by the house and do this. Go do this. Go do this. Did you do? I love you. Oh, you my baby. I love you so much. Oh, oh, oh. We gonna be together. We've been together for 3 years. I was just upset. Why you do that? Now remind you, this is the man that she called the police on and said they kidnapped her. And she's up here having visits with him, bringing her grandchild to have visits with him. So they go back and forth about the things that he need done while he's locked up in 2024. Also, in between talking to her, his family gets involved. So you got the cousin, you got the cousin Keisha, the sister Tamika, the other cousin Sheba, you got the mama, you got the cousin Doc, you got the cousin Peanut. He talking back and forth to all of them about what's going on. They trying to help him pay his mortgage. Tangy, the woman he unalive, she was a nurse practitioner. So she was working this contract job where she was making $700 a day. All the money that she was making from this contract job, she was taking that money to cover his bills while he was locked up for kidnapping her. So, and then his family was trying to take care of everything. So the family, from what I gather from the calls, the family really didn't like her. For some reason, they didn't like her. They felt like she was trying to control him. They felt like that she was trying to get at some money he had, which he didn't have nothing. The old house he had in Mableton looked like trash. They said the house was so terrible because he was a hoarder and so nasty on the inside, it wasn't even fit to live in. When he got locked up, his family was taking dump trucks and taking people over there to gut and clean the house up. So for what reason they thought she wanted to be with him because he had something. He broke, old and ugly and crazy. I don't know what she saw in him. I don't know what type of hold that man had on her where she went back to go stay with him. Well, anyway,
You think
so
it may have been like the sex or something? Like,
he had diabetes because it wasn't the sex. He had diabetes.
okay,
It wasn't the sex.
okay.
It wasn't the sex.
Okay, you said you know that for certain. It
Yeah, I
wasn't
know
that.
that. I know that for certain. It wasn't that.
Okay.
Mm-mm. It definitely wasn't that. No, it definitely wasn't that. So she goes. So during the visit, she visited him like every week. She's visiting him so much, his family can't come to visit. And after, and she was saying that she was his cousin because she was not supposed to even be up there. So eventually he gets out, and I guess they get back together and they start living together. And I guess something happened in September for her. She came up missing October the 9th of this year, and they found her body. So now he hasn't been indicted. He's had a couple of hearings, but the last hearing, his attorney didn't show up. So he's still in there. But the thing that really gets me about this case is how his family is condoning and supporting him. You have somebody in your family say, "Yeah, I unalived her, but it was self defense." How is it self defense when you take time to strangle somebody and wrap their body up, put it in a vehicle, and take it 15 minutes away from where you live? How is that self defense? So on the recent calls, you got his family talking to him. You got people coming to visit him. He has a community here, but she didn't have a community. Now that last call that she had with him back in the last visit back in December before he got out for kidnapping her, she told him, "Your mama ain't shit.
Mm-mm.
Your cousin Keisha ain't shit. Your sister ain't shit. And that's why you ain't shit. And y'all ain't gonna never be shit."
She definitely shouldn't have moved back in after saying all that.
That's what she told him. That's what she told
Not
him.
to victim blame.
That's what she told him. She said, "Y'all ain't shit. Your mama, you mad at your mama because you mad at your daddy because you say he wasn't shit. But it's your mama you need to be mad at. They manipulative." And what it was is that he was playing both of them against each other. Like he would tell her to do some stuff, and then he would tell Keisha and Sheba and the cousin to do some stuff. And he was just playing. He was two-faced. He would talk about Tangy, the woman he unalived, and he'll go back and talk about his mama and his cousin, the Tangy. So he was just playing. He was just keeping up a bunch of mess. So with him being so two-faced and talking about them to one another, they ended up not liking each other, and that's what he wanted. So she ended up saying, "Well, I'm done with you. I'm finished with you. I'm gonna move. I'm going back to Missouri." And she dropped the phone on the visit and she walked out. And I was like, yes. But I knew that he had, when I saw that call, that he had unalived her. But he unalived her. And I just think that as all the signs were there, y'all. And that's not a reason for her to lose her life. But all of the signs were there for that lady. And with her being educated, we know that one of the main skill sets that you learn when you're in school is critical thinking. And she should have been able to just critical thinking and thinking outside the box. She knew that something was not right with him because I could tell the way she would guide his conversation and keep him focused. "No, no, no, we're not doing that. No, we're doing this. You don't need that. When you get out, we're going this. No, 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 you got to call. I'm going to call him." Remember, she would just be trying to keep him on path of his conversations, keep him focused, keep him, in line with what needed to happen, who he needed to talk to. So she knew that it was something not right with that man. But she chose to go back with him and it cost her life. And I just hate that. As women, I want us to accept the fact, accept the fact that at some point in our lives, we may not be in a relationship. We may be alone. I want us all to understand that at some point in my life, I may not be in a relationship. I may have to spend time alone, and spending time alone may just save my life. If she had done what she said she was going to do, leave him alone and go back to Missouri, that lady would have probably still been here. My heart goes out to her 24-year-old son and her 2-year-old grandson that she would bring to the visits with her.
And who else we know bring their grandbaby to the visits?
Exactly.
Like Sonia, bringing her Katie to visit that stuff.
She brought the baby to visit him, and the baby was calling him Papa. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him. That's my grandbaby. He can't wait till I get out. He called me Papa. Y'all, if y'all listen to him on the calls, you can tell that the man is cuckoo. Cuckoo. You could tell that something is not right with him. And it's just sad. It's just sad. So now the family is waiting for him to be indicted. And he thinks he's getting out. He's so delusional. His family is trying to find him an attorney to help him get bond or get out. I don't think he's gonna get bond. I don't think he's gonna get out. That's Cobb County, and that's just my opinion. I don't think they need to worry about him getting a bond or getting out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna be there, and then he be on the calls like he in the country club. Yeah, we had turkey sausage today. Yeah, we had tacos today. Yeah, they gonna move me up to the other bunk because I'm this, I'm that, and I'm this, and I'm that. But they fixed his tail. They moved him in an area where it's people just like him that has committed crimes like he has, and he's on lockdown for 18 hours a day down at the Cobb County Detention Center.
As he should. Let me see. Natasha said his family raised the demon and they are all demons too, allegedly. So, of course, they're going to be on the side of wrong and evil. Yeah, I definitely think his family was complacent. I definitely think he was raised up to be a tuka butt, allegedly. And I think that because his family has enabled him his entire life, this is a byproduct of that. I definitely don't think this is allegedly the first time he's shown violent behavior or aggression towards women, obviously. And I just think that his family of women have coddled him and made excuses for him. And unfortunately, it cost another woman her life.
Because that's all the women. That's all he talked to on the calls. Keisha, Tamika, Sheba, the mama, and another cousin. He called them. That's how he called, and they be, "Hey, Cecil, how you doing?" And he's from Augusta, Georgia. And you know what the mama said? She said, "Cecil, I don't know how you got caught up with them people up there. You just old country boy with a good heart, and you ain't got caught up with them folk up there, Cecil."
And that's the problem. It's when that, and I'll say this to the end. Whenever a man is doing something wrong, it's always a woman that's supporting him and that's complicit in his wrongdoing. Men don't get away with doing wrong without the help or the aid or the support of a woman somewhere in some way. And it's sad. Women like that are dangerous.
Yeah, and
They're
that's
dangerous.
and
They
that's
they help support and uplift and enable men like him, and they are just as much of a danger to society as
And
the
that's
men.
what Taj told him. Your mama, that's what she told him, your mama ain't shit. And then she had the nerve to talk about Taj and say, something wrong with her. I don't even see how she a nurse. Now they supposed to be holy, so holy, and Kojic and Church of God in Christ. Just say your prayers, Cecil. You gonna be all right. Your family with you, Cecil. Everything gonna be all right, Cecil. This is what they were saying when he was in there for the kidnapping. Now he in there for this. They don't want to talk because now they realize that the calls are being recorded and all the calls are being released. So they don't do too much talking. Well, you know, don't say none. Don't say none on these calls. Don't say none, Cecil. Yeah, yeah, it was the fence. It ain't what it seemed like it was. It ain't what it seemed like it was. It was the fence. He think he really gonna get out on that defense. He think that's his ticket out. And the mama, just say your prayers. But the mama told him, she prophesied to him. She said, last year in November of 2024, she told him, she said, you gonna get out. You gonna get out. But when you get out, you better run back to the church and God in Christ. Because God gonna give you one chance. And he got out. He got out because Tangi wrote letters on his behalf. She had charges dropped on his behalf. She helped that man get out. And he
And
unalived
it
her.
cost her her life.
And here's the
Jesus,
kicker. Here's the kicker.
my Lord.
Here's the bombshell in all of it. He had on an ankle monitor.
Wow.
He had on an ankle monitor. He was not supposed to be so many feet away from his house. And that's what the son, they interviewed the son on the news after the hearing on the 12th. The son said, I don't understand how this man was able to go 200, well, I think it's 200 feet away from where his home and went all the way to Boulder Crest, probably about 8 or 9 miles, maybe 10 miles away from his home, and buried that lady, and his monitor didn't go off. Who was monitoring the monitor? He had an ankle monitor on his ankle from the time he got out in December of 2024 to the time he unalived that lady. Her son said he was everywhere. They was all up in the mountains hiking. So nobody was keeping tabs on this man.
And another thing too, and I don't mean to sound insensitive when I say this, but when we as women, let me see, Natasha said, how old was she? How old was Tangi?
Tangi was 46.
46. Hey Toya, how you doing, sis? Hey everybody in the chat, how y'all doing? I don't mean to sound insensitive when I say this, but I think that when we as women, when we write letters of support or beg and plead and cry for the police to not lock up our alleged abusers, and we show up to court in supporting them, or we go and visit them, it does send a message to law enforcement that we don't value our safety and well-being, and that they can neglect
Oh,
us
I
and
didn't
take it
think
for
about
granted.
that. Because,
And I think it's very detrimental that we do that.
yes.
I understand the psychology behind battered, women syndrome and Stockholm syndrome, and I get that. But I think that two things can be true at once. I just think that it sends a message. And that's why you do see situations where the police don't enforce
And
it.
that's
Not
what
to,
her son was
yeah, not to,
saying.
and also you got to take into, not to, negate the fact that systematic racism plays a part in it as well. But that's another component.
Because her son said that during the interview. The son said the police had no urgency to try to find her. The son said he was doing pretty much all the work. Her car is here. Do this, come back, do this, do that. And that's probably why. Because she ended up, when Cecil was talking to her on one of them jail visits, he said, I got them kidnapping charges. And she said, don't worry about that. I'm gonna get that taken care of. I'm gonna get that taken care of. I'm gonna get that
That's
dropped.
what I'm talking about.
And don't you worry. He said, well, they want me to go somewhere go in for rehab for alcoholism. She said, don't worry about that. I'm gonna put you on my insurance, and I'm gonna get you in a facility. And then his family was saying, she ain't gonna do nothing. We ain't gonna depend on her. We gonna get you in one the state gonna pay for. Well, he said, well, no, I don't want to go to the one the state gonna pay for because it's gonna take too long to get in there. Miss McCurry, he would call her Miss McCurry, but they wasn't married. Miss McCurry gonna take care of that. Miss McCurry gonna do this. Miss McCurry gonna do that. That lady was. This man had kidnapped her and had committed other domestic violence acts against her allegedly. They said the police was called so many times. She was down there helping him to get out for something he did to her.
Mm-hmm.
So when he unalived her, the police was like, the son was like, why y'all not doing nothing? And even the son, you can kind of tell, he like the family and the son is putting it all on Cecil, and I get it, but and that's for her not to have ignored the red flag. That's not her. That's no reason for her to be unalive.
No, just so we're clear, we're not condoning
No, we're
nobody
not
losing their
condoning
life,
that.
not making no
No, no,
excuse.
no, no. I don't care if she would have went back 10 times to him. There was no reason for him to unalive that lady. And I just feel sorry for her son. He was like, I didn't know all of this was going on. I didn't know this was going on. And of course, she probably wasn't telling her son.
Because she knew he would get involved. She didn't want
Yeah,
her
and
son to
she
go
didn't want
after
her
the guy.
son involved in it. Because when they were doing the interview Wednesday and they were standing outside in front of the Cobb County Detention Center, his family was coming out because they were there for the hearing. And they were watching, his family was watching her sister and her son have the interview.
No, they weren't watching.
Yeah. And the son say, what is it a problem? What y'all looking at? Is it a problem? And his aunt grabbed him and say, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, they were just staring at him.
They ain't say nothing back, did they?
They ain't say nothing bad. They didn't say nothing bad. They was like, no, we're going in here to pick up some property. But his family ain't, and they still putting money on his books. He calling them saying, I need $100. I need commissary. I wouldn't get that joker nothing because they told him when they got him out, they told him, Cecil, you getting ready to get out. You cannot have no contact with Miss McCurry. Y'all need to stay away from each other. And I guess from December to September, they didn't live together, but for whatever reason, she moved back in.
Mm.
And it just hurts my heart. The son said, I have lost both of my parents to violence. He said, I lost my dad to violence, and now I've lost my mom to violence. And I just feel sorry. My heart just goes out to him. My heart just goes out to that young man. And I just wish Tangi would have just stayed away from him. I don't know what it was. And not only that, y'all, he was cheating on her. That ugly joker when she was going to the visits. When you gonna leave them women alone? What about them other 3 women, Cecil? When you gonna leave them women alone? He was cheating on her. He was cheating on her. And my thing is, he had an ankle monitor on. At some point, don't you supposed to check in with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
It's just if this case is so I'm following it. I want to see what's gonna happen. I want to make sure he get time. I want to make sure he don't never get out. I'm praying that he never gets out because it's just so sad. It really is. But they had her homegoing service a couple of weeks ago in Missouri. They said it was beautiful. Seemed like she
Mm.
was a well, like young lady. And
Beautiful woman.
just as attractive, beautiful woman. It's like, what did she see in him? What was it she wanted in him? Her son said when my mama first introduced me to him, he said, I thought the man was homeless. Her son said that.
Mm.
He said, I thought the man was homeless.
You think maybe she may have allegedly had like a savior complex, especially with her being a nurse? Usually
They said
nurses
she
are
was,
caregivers,
yeah.
they're healers, they're
Maybe
very
she thought she could help
nurturing,
him.
they're selfless, they like to
She
help
wasn't a
people.
nurse. She was a nurse practitioner. There's a difference.
Yes.
So her son said that, well, they said she was very loving. She was very kind. They said compassionate. They said maybe she thought she could save him. But people were saying in the community that he had a history of being aggressive with women, allegedly. Like they said that There's another woman out there that had an encounter with him, and it was so bad she moved out of state. And she's writing a book about her encounter that she had with him.
Another ex-girlfriend?
Yes. They said that multiple women have came out and said that they have been in a relationship with him and that he's had some aggression and abuse with them,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Mm.
They said that they've had to run him out of like the quick trip over there off the East West Connector.
Mm-hmm.
They say he would allegedly be up there harassing people, and they had to run him out of there.
Mm. Wow.
So this man had a history of hanging around allegedly drug addicts and people that just didn't mean him no good. And his mama told him that. See, so I don't know why you hanging out with them people. That ain't you. You didn't grow up like that. Cecil, you come from a good family church. You better get to the Lord. See, pray, say your prayers. Say, keep the faith. Say your prayer. And they should have asked him to ask for forgiveness. I ain't hit a mama in one call after he admitted to unaliving that young woman to tell him to repent. That's what they should be telling him. He has admitted to my some self-defense. Child, I don't know what she saw in that man, but I hate it for her. I really do. Yeah, I hate it for her. Definitely a demon. Yep. Yep.
A lot of times women who are in those professions like nursing, they are a lot of time preyed upon on men like that. Because they know they make good money. They know that they're giving, they're nurturing, they're willing to sacrifice. They take care of everybody before they take care of themselves. And a lot of times you have some men, especially those lower vibrational men, not all, but sometimes they do seek out women like that.
Mm-hmm. And he definitely seeked her out. And it just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And just to see that lady on those calls that have been released, knowing that she lost her life, it's just sad. It's just really sad. And the way her grandbaby was loving on her and she loved her grandbaby, it seemed like. And he would do that. Do you know the strength and the force you have to strangle somebody and say it's self-defense? Come on now.
Yep.
And so now he in there with them YNs and they already and jumped on him because
Good.
he wouldn't allow them.
To extort them.
Yeah. Yeah. So he in there scared. He in there scared. Because them YNs in there giving him hell. So he's scared.
Mm.
So we're gonna say so he's supposed to go back to court, I think, on the 19th.
Let me see. Toya said, yes, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes to be a woman working in healthcare. Yeah, I can imagine. Healthcare, education, it's a lot. Hey, the Real Brown Family Chronicles. What's up? It's a lot. It's a lot. So just prayers out to, what is it, Tangi or Tangi?
Tons.
Tangi Davis, to the family of Tangi Davis. May she rest in peace and may her soul get justice.
I just wish she just would have walked away. I know her family, her sister and her son just wishing. When she said she was going back to Missouri, I wish she just would have went back to Missouri and left
Never
it.
look back.
Because she didn't have a community here. She had her son, her grandson, and the son girlfriend, but she didn't have, her. She kept saying, "My mom coming down, my mom coming down," and I think he was even talking to the mom on the jail, her mom on the jail call,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom was saying, "Cecil, you got a temper. You need to calm down." And Cece said, well, she came home and told me she was sleeping with so and so and she had oral sex with him. And then she kissed me and I just lost it. And so they had got into it about that. And somehow or another, I don't know how the full story of the kidnapping, but he wouldn't let her go. He wouldn't let her go, and so they got him on kidnapping. But she helped him. She literally helped that man get out last year. She supported him and held him down, paid his bills. The cousins paid his bills. Everybody. When I tell you that man got a support system out of this world of women, he got about 7 women in his corner that's making sure he good. He got about 7 Sonias.
I mean, that's how it usually is, though. When men get locked up, if they don't already have a woman by their side, that's what they getting on them apps. That's what they getting on the internet for, to find a woman to support them. 9 times out of 10, when a man is in prison, it's not another man that's putting money on his bill. It's not his homeboys that he running the street with. It's the women. Prime example. Let's look at Ernesto Williams and Sonia. Sonia. She is the one putting money on his book. Dre ain't putting money on them books no more. Dre gone in the wind. He ain't around like that no more.
Dre said that here.
Lamont ain't putting no money like that no more. Lamont in Paris or Dubai somewhere living it up. Let him tell it.
They all gone.
Dion trying to get his cars and his business off the ground. Get his t-shirt business popping in the city and keep his cars up to date and pay his rent. And so they don't have it like that to support him financially. And that's why when men get down on their luck, they always go to a woman, because they see women as tools and they see women as rehabilitation centers.
Yep, his daddy, Cecil daddy won't even take call. Every time he called his mama, let me try to pop. Let me try to pop. Cecil, he in the bathroom, Cecil. He in the bathroom. The man don't never come out of the bathroom.
He ain't in nobody's bathroom.
His daddy won't even have nothing to do with him. But you better believe that mama do. You better believe that mama do. Okay? You better believe every time he
her too.
Hey, Cecil. How you going? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he be telling her, did you call my attorney? He said, I got a well-off attorney. He said, no, I got a well-off cousin that stay in New York, and he trying to help me get the 100,000 up, get the money up from my attorney. He well off. My cousin gonna help me get my lawyer. So, because the same lawyer can't handle this case or won't handle this case that handle the kidnapping case. He still got charges on him from the kidnapping case.
So he still got to fight that case.
Yes.
In addition to the underlying case.
Yes. The same situation. Now, do y'all think they finna let that man out in Cobb County? Hell no. Hell no. And his mama, I know his mama. And that cousin, the cousin's supposed to be a principal or something. And he be calling her, and the cousin really held him down. And then you got the family drama on the call. Tamika and Sheba, no. Tamika and got into it with Sheba and Keisha because they all want to be power of attorney, but only one person can be it. Tamika is the sister. But they say Keisha money hungry. Peanut say Keisha money hungry. And Keisha really want Cecil's property, his house and his cars. So Keisha, Sheba, and Tamika be going back and forth on who gonna handle his business. They were real on it when he got locked up last year, but it's kind of dying out because in their head they like, this joker may not get out.
Right.
We might be fighting. They gonna need more money. They gonna need more money for his defense than worrying about paying his doggone bills. They need to sell that house because he gonna need it. He gonna need a good attorney. He didn't confess to unaliving that woman. He gonna need a good attorney. And I don't think them people like that guy that got money like that. They thing down there in Augusta, his whole family works the masters. You know, they had a masters down in Augusta. And so that's like a big thing. But he gonna need a lot of money to get out of this one. But when I tell you he got about what Lamar say, all I need is who is that? Lamar the Nesta. All I need Nesto said all he needed was 7 good players. Cecil got his 7 good players, baby. You hear me? Cecil, them women holding Cecil down. Cecil called them women all day long with his lying, manipulative, narcissist tail. Just be lying. Yep. And they be wanting to get off the phone with him. And the phone, you don't hear nothing but silence. And he just be talking, yep, yep, yep. You heard from so and so and so and so. Yep, yep. Just as crazy as they said they met 3 years ago. Somebody said they allegedly met on the dating site, but Tangy said they met in the laundromat. So I don't know where they met at. I don't know what she met Cecil with, but she should have ran.
Yeah.
She should have ran.
Hey, Mary. Let's see. Toya said Nesto has been sitting in there 3 years for less, so Cecil better get comfortable down there.
Exactly.
Yes, 10 good players. Yes.
10 good players. Well, Cecil got him 7. Cecil got him 7 good players. Yeah, Toya. He better get comfortable. Because remember when Nesto was saying, they act like I don't lie somebody. They act like I don't lie somebody. Well, Cecil have. Cecil ain't going nowhere. Cecil ain't going no. When I tell you he ain't going nowhere, he ain't going nowhere. And but her community did come once they found out she was missing. People came from Missouri and were looking for her, and it's just sad. I know that area. I used to live in that area where they found her. I mean, where they found her vehicle, not her, but her vehicle, and where he said she went, and where he lived over there. I used to stay in that area. I know where the house is. I used to live over there, so that's just why it just makes it, so touching. And then just to see her on those calls and know that. I just what made her want to go back? What did he say to her? Did he, tell her? Because on the calls he was like, "I'm gonna do right this time. We're gonna be a family. You gonna be. I love you, baby. I love you, baby." And sometimes she would be receptive, open to it. And sometimes she'd be like, "You don't love me. You don't love me. Love don't do this. You got them 3 women, and you doing this and you doing that." And then he just kept on wearing her down and wearing her down. And she was like, "I love you too." He was like, "I'm gonna get you a ring when I get out. We're gonna get married." Just a lot. It's a lot. This whole case it's a lot.
Yeah. Let me see. Toya said, Cecil has the support Nesto wishes he had. Yes, he does.
Yes.
Cecil got a whole family of women. Like I said, it's just, I know as women, we always talk about how diabolical some men can be and how dangerous some men can be and no good and low down. But y'all, we got to talk about these women. These women be low down and just as trifling and be supporting and enabling these men. His family knew that he was mentally and emotionally unstable.
That boy been slow since kindergarten.
Allegedly. Everything we say is allegedly. And they could have put more pressure on him to go seek professional help. They should have held him accountable. And I feel like they were complicit. And I feel like I may even be so bold to say that they have a little blood on their hands.
Yeah, and they're saying that he didn't. They when they interviewed the son, they said, "Well, what did he? Do y'all think he did it alone?" People were saying, "No, they don't think," but they definitely didn't. They didn't like her, but they can. But my thing is, they can condone him. Even on the recent calls, ain't nobody said nothing. And I know the calls are being recorded. But he even have people coming up there to see him. He has a daughter, a young daughter, and the young daughter's grandmother came up there to see him. His classmate has came up there to see him. You know, he has people supporting him. When I tell you them people supporting that crazy man, and the mama is one of them. I know that's her child, but so I'm just curious to see how all of this is gonna play. And they showed up to court last week.
Mm-hmm. And support. They gonna stick beside him.
They're gonna stick beside him to the end.
Beside him. And like you said, they didn't like her no way.
They didn't like her. It's obvious on the phone calls, and he's trying not to get the phone calls released. They don't want to use the
But
call.
Manny is releasing them. Shout out to Manny.
Yeah, she releasing them.
She own it.
She own it. And I tell you that Sylvia,
baby, Manny, we're gonna give Manny credit.
Sylvia on them call, baby. Sylvia released all the calls. Okay, she didn't talk to the family. She done. She in the interview. She know. Yeah. She has released all of them, and you know you know, and in a way, I'm kind of glad because it's gonna bring awareness. You know, it's bringing a sense of awareness. You know,
yeah, which needed to be done.
which needed to be done. So you know, I'll give Sylvia her props for that. It is bringing a sense of awareness to the situation, and it needed to be done. It needed to be done, and then it's helping the family, you know, to keep the situation alive because they had no urgency. And to go back to what you said, her just supporting him the way she did, even at baby, if you kidnap me and don't let me out, no, don't open up, I can't open up the door and leave. I mean, I ain't fucking with you. I ain't messing with you no more.
No more. You ain't gotta worry about me.
You ain't gotta worry. Once I get away from you,
once I don't feel safe or stable, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
My safety and stability is everything.
You got one time to show me. And that's it.
And I'm gonna believe you.
I'm gonna believe
you, baby. You ain't gotta show man. What you call me? For anybody don't know, Mama call me Matt Man. You ain't gotta show Matt Man, but one time.
You gotta show you one time.
One time. Okay, let me read these comments. Sasha says Cecil don't have dummy Sonya messed up his case and giving him dumb advice. No, he don't. No, he don't. He got real professional, educated black women in his
and they own it, baby.
And they own it.
They a team.
Natasha, they going hard in the paint for him, girl. Yeah. You hear me, Natasha? When I say they going hard, girl, they going hard.
They say they have meetings every night about his case. They talk every night.
Yes. They meet on his behalf, Natasha. They get on the Zoom, they get on the Teams, and they meet and strategize about his case, y'all. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's on the calls. You hear them talking. They be talking.
Toya said the women need to be held accountable. She also said if his family is so religious, they think prayer is all he needed. Being brought up in church, older people only advise you to pray, but you can still be suffering. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. But God gives us therapists and, medication if need be, and other techniques outside of medication for a reason, resources for a reason.
Yeah.
And we should take advantage of it.
He called you. And the mom, pray, Cecil. I'm taking you to the altar, Cecil. Boy, just as crazy as he could be. Cecil needed help. Yeah. And they knew Cecil needed help from a little boy.
They knew that.
When Cecil left down there from Augusta, they knew Cecil was slow and effed up in the head. And he came up here to this city running amok and got attached allegedly to the wrong crowd because he's slow.
Mm-hmm. And he's chemically imbalanced. And it's not a crime to be chemically imbalanced. Let's be clear about that. I feel like, and this is a good point that Toya making. She said, I hate that we as Black people don't prioritize mental health and getting help. Yes, God can fix it, but we must use the resources that God has made available here on earth. Absolutely, sis. And I feel like because being chemically imbalanced has such a negative connotation still in our community, like, oh, they crazy. We say that all the time. People feel ashamed and they don't want to get help because of the negative stigma. And so I also feel like we as a community have the responsibility to change that narrative and stop demonizing people, and
Yeah.
encourage them and support them to get the help, because when you don't, this is what happens. This is
Yeah.
what happens.
That's what happened.
And a lot of times when people have severe mental health issues like that, they try to cope with religion, drugs, alcohol, sex, food, and it just doesn't work.
And
You need that professional
I
help.
can tell that Cecil has had issues from a young age because I can tell the way they coddle him, the way they talk to him.
Yeah.
I can tell the way
They talk to him like he's a little boy. I can tell that from the calls.
Yes, they
Yeah.
talk to now. See, so now we not gonna do that. Hold on, and it's like he's whining to them, and they like, okay, see, so they've coddled him all of his life and tried to, smooth over, his what you call it, chemical,
Him being
yeah,
chemically
chemical.
imbalanced. Yes.
Yes, you can pick that up from the way they interact with him. Yes.
Which it's dangerous. It's clearly proven and shown to be highly dangerous.
Very.
You can't sweep something like that under the
Mm-mm.
rug. You can't. That's not something you can pray away. You need help.
And
Even a good pastor or bishop will tell you, hey, I've helped you as much as I can. Now it's time for you to seek, professional help from an actual clinician. They'll tell you that if they are ethical and have integrity.
yes. Yes. And and Tangi was so intelligent. When they would interact and she would talk to him, she would run circles around him. It was like she was his therapist. She was trying
to save them.
Yes.
And that's what messed up a lot of women, trying to save a man, see the potential in a man, and they want to swoop in and save them and help them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she was trying to save him. I did this for you, and I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And did you do this? I paid your car note. I paid the mortgage. I went over there and got the dog. This the same man that had you kidnapped, allegedly.
Yeah.
Girl, why are you even sitting up there talking to that man?
It's heartbreaking. And who was there to protect her? Here she
Nobody.
is pouring into this person, protecting him, looking out for him, and nobody was there to pour into her and protect her.
She said, she was in therapy.
Okay.
She said, I'm in therapy, I'm healing, I'm getting my life back on point, I'm leaving you alone. She said that in one of the calls. I'm in therapy, I'm getting myself back together. Only if she had kept that same mindset,
she would still be here.
When these Negroes show you who they are, y'all, that's who they are. That's exactly who they are. You can't change them. When they show you that they not stable mentally, they not. Leave them alone. And just decide at some point, this may be the point in my life where I just need to be by myself. At some point, you just gonna have to sit in by yourself. At some point in your life. As women, we need to accept that there may be a time in my life where I may have to be alone, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. If it's gonna help me, keep me safe, and help me not to ignore the red flags. All the red flags was there. They were slapping her in her face. They were there.
Yeah, just send a lot of love to her soul, to be in a lot of pain, to not have, not feel like you're not worthy, you're not deserving of anything better. Mm-hmm. My heart goes out to her, because we all kind of go through that phase in our lives as women where we want to be loved, and sometimes we act out of desperation, even to our own detriment. So I definitely send a lot of compassion and empathy to her spirit.
She said, I'm moving out. I got me an apartment in Sandy Springs. I'm moving into. She was just standing 10 toes down in what she wanted and how she was gonna leave him alone. But I guess just wanting that love and I don't. You can only kick me so many times, and I ain't- you got one chance to show me, and then I just got to go home and cry it out for a couple of weeks
And keep it pushing.
and keep it pushing. But some women don't have that, and I understand, and I just wish that we can find our strength. And I talked about this over on my channel, what with the situation with the young lady Latasha Daniels, the situation in Memphis, Tennessee. Sometimes we may not have the strength to pull from within, but pull strength from the people who love you. There was a time in my life where I didn't have the strength to get up and pull myself up, but I pulled it from my child. She was my strength. She was my strength. Find your strength in the people who love you. And she had a son, and she had a grandson, and she had family that loved her and friends that loved her. And I just wish she should would have. They didn't even know none of this was going on. And sometimes we feel embarrassed because we feel like to go to our friends and our family because we know that the situation is not right, but we are ashamed to just reach out and say, hey, I'm dealing with this crazy man. He this, he doing this, he that, he that. And we afraid that our family is going to judge us, but that's okay. It may save your life if you just talk to somebody. Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody and for them to say, girl, leave him alone. Come on back over here. You don't need that. You better than that. You don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Sometimes we just need to hear that from the people who love us to give us that strength to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think her family knew the severity of what was going on in this relationship. They couldn't have, because it seemed like her sister and her son just adored her. Her son said he didn't know half of this was going on because she didn't share.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, I don't know, this case. It I've been watching the calls, and it has really just, it's sad. May her spirit find peace, and may it be rest, and she's with her ancestors. They've welcomed her, and she's at peace with them.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope her soul is at peace.
All right, so y'all. So we got another case we got to talk about. We getting into the cases tonight. Um, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We got something else to talk about. Let me see what else is saying. Let's see. Shay said, "Yep, because it only escalates from the kidnapping." Toya said, You see how they shut up when they found out the cost of being released, so you could never, right?"
Right.
Natasha said, "I wonder if the women caping for Cecil are putting that energy into their own family and community." Natasha is agreeing with Toya. Said, "All facts, we need to stop throwing church on everything."
Hmm.
Toya said, "Bless her. I've been down bad for a man, and I could have met the same fate as Tangi." Woo. Yes. Light and progress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They not talking. They telling him on the calls, "Shh, this call being recorded. You got to watch what you say. That's enough. That's enough." They'll tell him, "That's enough, Cecil. That's enough." Yeah.
Yep. Sonia B said, "My daughter is going through this right now. I'm at my wit's end." Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow. Sending you a lot of love and strength, Sonia.
And
Yeah.
praying for you and your daughter.
Yes. And that she get the strength to safely exit.
Yes. We're praying, yes,
Yes.
that God gives her the mindset to want to get out of that and know that she's better and she's loved. Yes.
Yeah, just sending protection and healing energy around your daughter and around you too, that she
Yes.
listened to you. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I had a classmate like that when we were in high school, she was dating another classmate and he was abusive to her and she went missing and they never 40 years later and they still haven't found her body.
Wow.
40 years later they still haven't found her body. But and he was never charged with it, but everybody, all fingers are pointing to him and his mom. Her mom couldn't.
Couldn't prove it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So we just praying for the family and the peace, and and the women that just condone it. I love my child, but wrong is wrong. You know, wrong is wrong. And Cecil's mom is like 75, 77 or something like that, and you can hear it in her voice. She's tired. She's tired of his foolishness, and the calls are getting shorter and shorter this time around. The calls are getting shorter and shorter. So we're gonna talk about another case.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about another case. Let's see. Toya said, Sonia, I'm sending my prayers for her as we speak. I'm also praying for you, sis. I can imagine your pain. I hope things work out and your daughter is free from her situation. Yes. Yes, definitely keeping you in our prayers, sis. Praying for your daughter. All right, y'all. So we got something else to talk about. This is giving a thin line between love and hate. This next case that we're gonna talk about, literally. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the video, the news clip. So for those of us who are not up to date about this case, you can be brought up to date, and then we're gonna go ahead and discuss it, y'all. Like I said, it's been a lot going on with these court cases. Um, it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. So let me go ahead and share so we can watch the next clip. This case is out of Memphis. This is a woman accused of unaliving a Memphis pastor who was her boyfriend. Oh wow, Sonia said, wait, hold on, let me see. Sonia said she has two small children. Her husband is a monster. Jesus. So yeah, y'all, if we can just put a prayer request in for Sonia's daughter, any prayer warriors who are in the chat currently, or any prayer warriors that are going to be watching the replay of this live, if we could just send a prayer up for Sonia's daughter. Sonia, if you feel comfortable sharing your daughter's name, let us know, and we'll definitely be saying a prayer for her, for sure, and for you and your family as well, and her children as well, because we want her to make it out of this situation safely and in one piece. Okay, so let me go ahead and share this next clip again. This is a woman accused of unaliving her married, emphasis on married, pastor boyfriend in the Memphis, Tennessee. Let me see. I'm gonna let this ad play. Okay, here we go.
The woman standing trial for the murder of a Memphis pastor takes the stand. Has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder of Brodus Perry. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. The defense rested its case within the last hour. Our Raven Copeland has been in court all day long. She joins us now live. And Raven, I understand the defense is again requesting an acquittal.
Yeah, that's right, Greg and Stephanie. The defense is requesting another acquittal. Now, the judge decided that she would not acquit Daniels of the first-degree murder charge, and tomorrow morning she will make a ruling on the 2 other charges. Thursday, LaTosha Daniels testified about her childhood trauma and previous marriages, as well as her affair with Brodus Perry, the man she's accused of killing in 2019. On the stand, Daniels said she was having marital problems with her second husband, so she sought spiritual counseling at St. Mark Baptist Church in Little Rock. Daniels testified that she requested counseling from Perry because he served as an executive pastor and leader of her Life Church group. According to the defendant's testimony, the affair between the two began during their second counseling session.
Was talking and sharing. Brodus reached over and grabbed, I had a 2-arm chair, and he pulled me toward him and began to passionately kiss me. And from there, in that session, we did have sex for the first time.
On the stand, Daniels said she divorced her husband of 8 years while Perry remained in his marriage. As the affair went on, Daniels testified that Perry became more demanding and aggressive.
At the end of the relationship, he wanted me to say yes, sir, and no, sir to him.
Daniels testified that she became suicidal when Perry unexpectedly ended the relationship, so she purchased a gun from Fort Thompson Sporting Goods in Arkansas. According to Daniels' testimony, she drove 2.5 hours to Perry's Coggerville apartment because he told her he was going to tell his wife about the affair. On the stand, Daniels admitted that she shot Perry, but she said she accidentally shot his wife.
All right, y'all. We just had to share that clip. I know some people may be familiar with the story. They just wrapped up her trial, right? She was found guilty.
She was found guilty, and she was found guilty on all charges, I think, except one. And she'll probably do 13 to 20 years. She was found guilty, and they revoked her bond last Friday, and she went to prison. They took her back. They took her in until she's sentenced. I think sometime in December or the 1st of January. But the situation with LaTosha Daniels.
Toya said she hadn't heard of it.
Oh, you hadn't?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Jay Blake. Hey, Miss Red. How you doing? Hey, everybody in the chat.
So, the thing with this situation is the man wasn't hers from the beginning. He was somebody's husband. But I think the root cause with this, and I talked about this on my channel, the root cause with this is that I think that she was a little girl that felt like that she wasn't deserving of love, and she had never been taught how to love herself. When she told about her upbringing, she talked about, and she had saw her mother not being deserving of love and not treated the way she should have been treated by her stepdad. She grew up seeing her mom get abused by her stepfather. And her mom stayed with the stepfather, who was a preacher.
Oh, Lord.
So she was another one that was heavy in the church. I don't think they were Kojic. I think they were Methodist. I don't think so. I think the denomination, something like that. But the stepfather was a preacher, and he abused the mom, and it was hush hush. You know, they went to church on Sunday like everything was normal. So she grew up seeing that, seeing, her mom not staying in a situation like that, and, not being deserving of what she should get out of a relationship or a marriage. So she thought that was norm. So she went on to seek love and validation, and she got married at 17, had a child, and that marriage failed. And then she, I think that first husband was in the military, and that marriage failed. And then she married another person, and that marriage failed. He cheated on her, and she came home one day. He had packed up all her things and the child things and sent her back to her family. So she just felt like, why is this happening to me? I'm seeking love from these men. My marriages are failing. And the pastor, the abusive pastor, told her, you are a failure. Your marriage is failed. You can't keep a man. You can't stay married. You ain't worthy. You this, you that. Right? So that's, if you don't grow up feeling that you are loved and it is not affirmed in you by the people that you love, you will grow up with low self-esteem. From the day that you can understand and grasp onto the fact that you are loved, you are worthy, you are special, you are great.
You was kind, you
You is
was
kind.
smart,
Yes.
you was important.
We laugh. We laugh. We laugh at that scene in that movie.
But it is profound.
But it's profound and it is needed. And as a Black woman, she knew that was needed needed to be embedded in a child, even into a Caucasian child.
Right.
And that's what Latasha didn't have. And so as she got older, she was seeking that in other places. And she felt like if she didn't get that love that she didn't find within, because nobody ever told her that you are worthy of love and you have to love yourself. The greatest love is self-love.
Right. That's the love you can always count on.
Exactly.
Because you'll always have yourself.
Exactly. And she didn't get that. So she went to seek that. And then when she thought that she had failed at love, she thought she had failed herself.
And thank you everybody for sending Sonia's daughter G prayers in the chat. That is so kind of y'all. Thank you guys so much.
Power in prayer.
It's power in prayer, especially when more than one come together.
Two or more gathered.
2 or more. So yes, Natasha, the Real Brown Family Chronicles. Thank you guys so much for sending prayers to her daughter. Let me see. Jay Blake said she was married twice and divorced, so apparently she knows how to move on. All right, Jay. All right, Jay.
That's my doggone Jay. But Jay
said she ain't buying it. That hoe know how to move on. For the bitch been married twice. It ain't that hard. She know how to get off for one and hop on, sit on another one.
But Jay, she felt like that she didn't get the love, and then her daddy told her she was a failure too because the marriages didn't work. So when she found Brodus, she thought that she had found everything because Brodus was a pastor, but Brodus was a little freaky. Okay? From what she told on that stand, Brodus was a little freak. He was a freakazoid, okay? He was a little kinky and a little freaky. And she said when they had sex, she had never had a man do her like that in a long time. So Brodus got into that head. Brodus got into that head. He got into her mind. You hear me? And he turned that girl out. And she had to have it.
Brodus put that Kung Fu Panda on her ass. Brodus look like he like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Allegedly. Everything we say is allegedly. We don't know these people.
So she got with Brodus. Now Brodus told her, it's certain things we can't do until you get your divorce. And Brodus was married the whole doggone time.
Baby, it's the audacity for me. And you know what, y'all? We were speaking about audacity. I'm just gonna go on a quick tangent. Just walk with me for a little bit, y'all. Speaking of audacity, does anybody watch the Braxtons, the new Braxton Family Value, Tony Braxton's show with her sisters? If you are familiar with the show, you've been watching it, y'all know that Tawanda is bald. And she shared on the show that, she was dealing with alopecia. And so she just decided to go bald. And then also when, God rest her soul, Tracy, her sister Tracy, was going through cancer, that was kind of like another reason too, to show, support and solidarity with her sister. And so, she's currently bald, and her husband, well, he's now her husband. He was her fiance at the time. He told her that he did not care for the wigs and that he would just prefer that she not wear wigs at all. Okay, cool. So she went bald, shaved her hair because she already had alopecia. She wasn't wearing wigs anymore because her man was like, I think you're beautiful. You don't need it, right? So she stopped wearing her wigs. And her man at the time, he also happened to be bald as well. So y'all, how about fast forward to like a year and a half, 2 years later, they getting ready to get married, which they did get married earlier this year. Congrats to them. How about he show up right before the wedding, like maybe a few months before they got married, with a doggone hairpiece on, a high top fade hairpiece on his head. Now, this the same ninja who was previously bald before and got onto Tawanda about not liking her wearing the wigs, and he wasn't feeling that. And, he liked natural. And even with her being, having alopecia, he still felt like she was still beautiful and so should still be confident to rock, a bald head. And at the time, he also had a bald head as well. And a couple of months before the wedding, he shows up and get a hairpiece. How the hell you gonna tell me that you don't like wigs, the weaves, the extension? You not feeling it, but then you show up with a basically a wig or a hairpiece on your head, and Tawanda didn't call him out about it. She just laughed and joked like, "What? Oh, you look good. It looks like Kid and Play." Yeah, Toya. He showed up with a full lace front. And I'm like, does she not see how narcissistic that is? You tell me that you prefer that I don't wear wigs or any hair pieces, knowing that I deal with alopecia, and it's okay for you to do it, but you have strict rules for me and how you want me to look, and I'm just supposed to comply and submit to it. And I'm like, Tawanda, how do you not see that for what it is? That's a power move that he's doing. And you just fell for it. I don't understand, y'all, but I just had to throw that in with men, having the audacity, wanting you to do something that they themselves cannot even do, cannot even comply with. Toy said that's a ninja for you. The audacity must be on sale. They must be giving it out for free, Toya. Because I'm like, how do you not see that's giving 48 laws of power all day? That is, I'm not necessarily saying he's a narcissist, but I'm saying that's a narcissistic trait.
So yeah, so Brodus and Latasha. Brodus.
Hey, Queen Lily. Hey, Karen.
Brodus definitely was a narcissist. So Brodus told, so they got to kicking it. Latasha and Brodus, they kicking it. He had turned her out, in the office for counseling,
doing all type of ungodly things to her, and that shows that makes him out allegedly to be very predatory, because you're supposed to be counseling this woman, excuse me. You know that she's mentally and emotionally unstable, and I put the link to the chat if anybody wants to come up on stage and join the discussion. But this lady is mentally and emotionally unstable, and you're supposed to be giving her godly counsel. and you take advantage of her
About her marriage.
about her marriage.
About her marriage.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah. He was praying on her. She said
And
there.
he got more than he bargained for.
Ooh.
He got more than he bargained for. Playing with fire and got burned.
Yeah.
Cost him his life.
Yeah. Cost him his life. So they continue to date. And so
Everybody ain't meant to be played with. I'm not condoning what she did. Just so we clear, I'm not condoning. But you cannot be playing with people, especially when you know people are already unstable and unhinged.
yeah,
A
man.
thin line between love and hate. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And when she pow-powed him, she said, "If you broke my heart, you broke my heart."
Let me see. Toya says, so she unalived the pastor or his wife. She unalived the pastor, but pew his wife. Mistakenly, allegedly. The wife survived though, Toya. So she did successfully, I hate to say successfully, but she did successfully unalive the pastor. And in the process of unaliving the pastor, the wife got hit. She told the wife to get out the way, but the wife wouldn't get out the way. So the wife got hit, but the wife is still alive.
The wife been down to help her husband, and so they go on a date, and they kicking it. They she say they traveling together. He say, "Nah, I can't buy your plane ticket."
Oh, that he would have, baby. Okay, don't get me started. Y'all know I'm.
But I had a hotel.
I don't
for
mess
you.
with men that can't do nothing for me. But go
I
ahead.
think he said I can't buy the
me off.
plane ticket, but I had a hotel room when you get there.
So she got to fly herself out to get slutted out. Excuse me. Okay.
And if I die while we hunching or something happened to me, don't call my wife. You need to call Pastor Corey. And Pastor Corey knew what was going on. So you got all these people in the church playing
with the name of God.
So they
Queen Lily said, "What happened? I'm late." We talking about the Memphis woman that unalived the her married pastor boyfriend. Well, he was in Arkansas.
He was in she was from Arkansas. They were from Arkansas.
They lived in Memphis.
But they moved to Memphis.
Okay, the Memphis pastor. Yeah.
So he say
she recently got what sentence?
Yeah, she did. So he say
what's her name again? Is it Latasha?
Latasha Daniels.
Latasha Daniels, and
she's 47.
Is it Brodus? Brodus Perry.
Brodus. Brodus. So Brodus. I can
never pronounce his name.
So she said Brodus like brand. She said Brodus like brandy, the best brandy. Now this the pastor. Brodus, I ain't judging. Brodus like brandy. Brodus like the best cigar. So she made sure Brodus had brandy. Brodus had his cigars. She made sure, Brodus had all his Nike workout gear. She said she made sure Brodus was straight. Brodus and her were in different clubs, and she paid the memberships. Honey, she said, now Latasha was educated. Latasha was
they always are. They always are. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Latasha was a clinical therapist. She had her own practice. And so she said that, her and Brodus would see each other a lot. He would stop by the office, and she would make sure when she would cook for him. They would have lunch every day, and she would have his meals ready, doing all the stuff that his wife should be doing. Brodus told her, "I just want to know what it's like to be single." He told that woman, "I really don't want a wife. I want to know what it's like to be single." So then later on in the game, Brodus say, "Look, what was the book? What was the book that he had her read? I can't remember. Something about a slut." Y'all put it in the chat.
Her reading or something.
You still in the chat? What was the book?
Jay, what was the book? Help us out, please. I can't remember the name of it.
He told her to read this book. Well,
Natasha say, "I have no sympathy for any of those people."
He told her to read the book. Anyway, the book was around having sister wives or having threesomes. And he wanted her to know, he wanted her to learn about that. supposedly he was in this group where it with two other women, and he was discussing about, the rules him and his wife had with bringing somebody else into their marriage, and who he can mess with, who he can't mess with. To sum it all up, he introduced it to Latasha. Latasha was down with it. He told Latasha the wife was down with it. Latasha was sleeping with this woman husband and playing tennis with her. And then so one day he said, "Look, you need to go out and find somebody for us." She went out and found her friend. Her friend said, "Hell no." After they was on the phone, did a 3-way call. He told the friend what she needed to do. The friend said, "Hell no. You a damn freak. You creepy, and I ain't doing that shit."
Period. Hell no. To the no. Hell no.
So even in court, they played the recording of him
She would have got cussed out and blocked.
stating the stipulations around the threesome. And the wife was like, "I don't know anything about that. I don't even know. I would have never agreed to that. I would have never agreed to none of that." That lady knew that man was out sleeping with other women. She knew that. But anyway, him and Latasha kept kicking it. And then, he was treating her, he was doing that push and pull method on her. When she wouldn't do what he wanted her to do, he would hold sex from her because he had turned her out. When they would hook up, she had to make sure she was naked and didn't have no clothes on. If he walked in the hotel room and she had her clothes on, he wouldn't turn her out that night. So it was just a lot of emotional, mental abuse that he was using on her from the time he met her to the very last day. So she said she got tired of it and she made like she was going to unalive herself. That's the story she told. I don't know if I believe that story, y'all, but that's the story she told. So she didn't do it that time. And then, so she said a couple of days later, he broke up with her saying, "Our time is up." He said, "I think our time is up."
Toya say this is wild. It is, sis. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Brody say it's over.
Wait a minute now. Sonia, wait. Sonia B872 said, "OMG, my daughter's husband had her online looking for women too. WTF. What the hell is going on these days?" Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very common.
it's coming.
Yeah, very, very common,
Yeah, it's coming.
unfortunately.
You gotta really know the woman that you are nowadays, because I
And you got
tell
to stand on business like you never stood on business before as a woman. You know, everybody's grown. If you are a person that is, bisexual, bi-curious, and that's something that you feel comfortable with, that's your business. That's between you and your husband. If that's not something that you're comfortable with doing, don't do it. It's not going to make your marriage stronger, your relationship stronger. It's not going to keep him from stepping out on you. It's not. Don't fall for it. If you're not about that life and that's not something you genuinely interested in, don't do it. It's not gonna stop him. It's not gonna keep him. Wow.
yeah. So Brody's said the wife knew about it, but during the trial, the wife said she didn't know nothing about that.
I think she knew.
She said she didn't know nothing about that.
I think she knew. She
So
knew something. Do I think that she knew everything? Perhaps not, but she knew something. Something. Toya said this sounds like a movie. It does. They really need to turn this into a movie. Lifetime or TV One need to get on it.
and that's what I said, that maybe Latasha will sell her story while she's in there. She's a very intelligent lady. She's already wrote 2 books.
Might as well.
So
She gonna need the commissary.
so they kicking it, and she said, okay, he break up with her. He said, "Our time is up."
Not him dismissing her. That was
He
the part that
dismissed
caught
her.
me up.
Yes.
Trying to dismiss them.
He
I'm
did.
sorry. Go
He
ahead.
said the time is up. She said, no, no. And he's
How she said it. How she said it.
no. So at that time, he had moved. He had moved from Arkansas the church fired him pretty much, and came to Memphis at a church. So he had moved to Memphis, and she was still in Arkansas. So she said, "If I'm gonna go see what's going on, I'm about to drive to Memphis." So before she left to drive to Memphis, she went to the pawn shop and said that she was thinking about unaliving herself first, and that's why she went about the gun, the poop pow pow. You can't say ping ping pow pow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why she went and bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a tape of her going into the pawn shop and everything, going to get the ping ping. So she get it. She end up not unaliving herself. She said, before I unalive myself, let me drive to Memphis and see if I could talk to him. And so she said she knew where he hung out in Memphis. So he used to like to go to the pastor used to like to go to the cigar bar and smoke cigars.
That's where they like to go.
And the best of the brandy.
That's where they like to go. They like to pair it with certain cigars for all my cigar connoisseurs. That's what they like to do.
So she went to the bar to talk to him for one last time to see why he said they time up. He say, this what she testified. I don't really believe that man said go to talk to my wife, but he said, well, if you want us to stay together, go talk to my wife. Go talk to my wife about it.
So basically the wife was like the bottom B.
Right.
The main girl.
He said, go talk to my wife about it and see if she okay, with what we got going on.
He really thought he was pimping. Wow.
That's what Latasha said. She said she had drove around, trying to find a parking space. Once she got there, she knew where he was at. She went in there. She saw him. She said she wasn't allowed to walk up to him when she saw him out. She had to walk past him, and then he was, he would summon her. Yeah, come on, you can come on. And so she said he told her to come on. She walked up to him, and they started talking. And she was like, "What you doing? Why you break it out?" He said, "Go talk to my wife." I guess he gave her the address. I don't know how she knew where to go, but she ended up going to their apartment. The wife answered the door. She was like, "Oh, hi." It's like, "Come on. I'm supposed to see you. What you doing here?" She said, "I'm here doing something." I forgot what she was doing. She said, "I'm here, in Memphis, doing something on business or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, okay. So you came by?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, and she was like, "Well, so-and-so not here. He went to go take something to somebody, but he'll be here." And the wife calls him, and she was like, "I got a surprise." And I guess the wife says, she's there. And then eventually he comes in, and he like, "Y'all, what's going on?" He made like he didn't know she was coming. "What's going on? You want a drink?
What's up?"
Yeah, so they sit down and have a drink. They drink for a little while, and then he said, you don't need to be driving. Be careful driving back. You want to stay here? We can, get the guest room ready for you, and you can stay here. We got clothes on the bed, but we can move the clothes off the bed." And that was all that was said. So Tasha said she was waiting for him to say, well, this is gonna be our third person. We gonna, kick it tonight. We're gonna kick this thing off tonight. But he never said nothing about it. So she said that made her feel like she was being played. You told me to come over here, and we was gonna discuss what me and you have been having going on, and we was gonna bring her in the loop. Well, that didn't happen. So she gets ready. So I guess he kind of, signaling to her like she need to get going. So
it's not going down.
It ain't going down like that. He like, I don't know, he
three is too much company.
He giving her the energy like, I don't know what you talking about.
Okay.
My name Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Three's a crowd. I
don't even know why you over here.
Okay, he say three's a crowd. Take your ass home. Wow.
So they get up to walk her to the door, walk her out the door. When she left the pawn shop, she put the ping in her pocket. She made like she forgot it was still in there.
You don't forget no gun is in your pocket. Now, I've heard people forget a gun is in their backpack or luggage, but in your pocket,
it's in her sweater pocket.
You can feel that.
She said she
I'm not
forgot it
buying
was
that.
there. So she reached down in there and took the ping out and powed him 5 times in the head. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You broke. This is what the wife said she was saying when she was pinging. And the wife went to kneel down, to help her husband. And the bullet hit her in the shoulder. And she told him, move your ass out the way. And they said, she said the police came and, they had to get her to put the ping down. She was arrested. The wife went to the emergency room. The bullet stayed in her for a little while, but eventually she ended up getting it removed, but she's still having problems. So I think eventually the wife may try to sue her. I don't know. But anyway, she went to trial. That's what she said. So that summed it up with Latasha. The man wasn't hers from the beginning, but she was fighting tooth and nail for the man. Like that was her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She went to that lady house.
Woman to woman. Bold. Bold.
About her husband, about sleeping with her husband. She went to that woman's house and he lost his life. He lost his life. And the wife, and she's in prison, and the wife is gone on with her life. Yep. She lost her life.
Sad. Let me see. Toya said my best friend lost her husband. The third party they let in that bedroom. I tried to warn her. Yeah.
Yeah.
You open up Pandora's box when you do stuff like that.
And Latasha was a therapist, and she was saying that, my therapist friend, she told me to come stay with her until I get myself together. She had all the resources and tools she needed. And she said, well, they said, well, why didn't you go to your peers for therapy? She said, why? For counseling. She said, well, I didn't want anybody in my business. See, that's the same thing that I said about Tingy, that, we be ashamed and afraid what people gonna say. I don't give a damn. If it's gonna save your life, go talk to somebody. Embarrassment is nothing. Go talk to somebody. So yeah, that's what happened with Latasha and Brodus, honey. Latasha went over there to confront that man's wife. My thing, I think she went over there. I don't think the man sent her over there. I think she went over there to tell that man wife what was going on, and it went bad. And when it didn't go the way she wanted it to go, then that's when she pulled that ping out that she forgot she had in her pocket. But if you watch the video clip of her going into that pawn shop, she went in there like, I'm about to, he gonna know. He gonna have some get right today. Cause I'm about to show him what he really is. She went in that pawn shop like, yeah, that's it. I'll take that one. And I need this. And they said she unloaded it on him. So that's just another situation, y'all. And that was definitely something fatal attraction.
For sure. That was giving fatal attraction.
And I'm
thin
sure
line
that'll
between
be
love and hate
that'll
all
be
day
on
long.
Fatal Attraction.
Oh, you know it is. And they'll probably turn it into a movie too if they smart.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be on Fatal Attraction.
All right, y'all. So let's close it out. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Next, so I'm just tired of Sonya talking about politics and what's going on in the world. I'm over it. And I be so misinformed and so ignorant. It's scary, and it's like this is why we've been going through what we've been going through for the last 11 months. Why people's lives have literally been turned upside down because of people like her that actually believe the propaganda, the lies. Go ahead. What was you gonna say? I'm just like, wow.
I think Nesto is over it too. I think he's settling in that this is gonna be it for him. Yeah, I think he's over it too. He just talking to her because he don't have nobody else to talk to. That's it. And y'all, is that lady staying in that RV? And it was 20 degrees and 30 degrees one morning last week in Atlanta. Is she actually sleeping in that RV? She said she had to go get something to heat it up. And she got the baby in the RV, sleeping in the RV too in the cold. Sonya pitiful. She is one pitiful child. If two people ever deserved each other, they do. They deserve each other. That's all he got. Ain't nobody else calling that though. Ain't nobody fooling with him. People tired. It's going on 4 years, y'all. It'll be 4 years in July. 4 years.
Let me see. Quinlan said, why there's no heat in there. Most come with heat.
She said she had to go get some propane to heat it up or something. He was trying to tell her how to heat it up. I don't know. I don't know. You know, the way she talked, I thought that she would come out of that RV during the cold winter months and go back to Florida or get a little place to stay. I don't know. I don't know. And I think she getting tired of him too. Because she don't have much to say. She don't have, and I think he you know, he needs, that's where his money come from. She put money on his books, you know, conversary and stuff like that. So, but we won't get nothing from him until February. They're not gonna do nothing with him in February. And I guarantee you they'll probably move it in February. There's no urgency for him. None whatsoever.
Let me see. Karen said, did y'all see the latest phone call from prison? Extra, poor Shirley was surrounded by hyenas. Yeah, but you know, Shirley, have y'all seen Shirley's latest commercial? She had a commercial
She got a sponsorship. Shirley
sponsorship, excuse me.
With a game. Shirley is in her bag. Remember on one of the calls, she said that she had an agent. Remember? Her agent has gotten her some commercials that is trending on Instagram. Shirley back in her bag, baby.
Nigga made me mad.
Y'all didn't see it? It's on Instagram. She has a is it with what's that game that the older people be playing on Facebook?
Let me pull it up and see, girl. And she got on a cute coat.
Oh, she always look cute.
Solitary Clash. Solitary.
Yes. Solitary
Now,
Clash.
wait a minute. I like to play solitary too now.
She has a commercial. Yeah, she has a collab with them.
Oh, Queen says she has a movie on Tubi too. I saw it last night.
All right. Okay. That is.
What's the name of the movie, Queen?
Let's go support our girl.
Let's support it on the Tubi. All right. There it is.
So Shirley bounced back good. Shirley, she came out of that. I hadn't listened to that, but I'm gonna listen to it. It's so much good stuff on TV. I'm getting ready to watch All Her Fault on Peacock. They said that's good, so I'm getting ready to sit down and watch that, the first episode. But I'm gonna listen to the PCP extra calls too. I saw where she posted that earlier yesterday. But yeah, y'all, that's all we got. If some jump off with Nesto, we gonna check it out. Y'all just be safe out there. Keep your head
on a swivel and protect yourself in your best interest at all costs.
And listen to your gut.
Follow your intuition.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody shame you for doing so. You all you got, literally.
Yep.
All right, y'all. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We'll catch y'all next time. Have a great night, y'all. Bye.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Okay, Queen says she can't remember, but it's good. It's about relationship and marriage. She was a talk show host.
Okay.
Oh, was that the one with Lamar Rucker? I think I've seen that movie before. That was like years ago that she did. I think I know what you're talking about. That one got Lamar Rucker. All right, bye, y'all. Have a great night. See y'all later. Take care. Thanks for. Please hit the like button, y'all, on your way out. Please hit the like button. Also, if you're watching the replay, please hit the like button as well. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.